Our next poet this evening is Abby. Abby, welcome to the stage.
Okay, I've never read here before, so this is a very different experience for me. I'm used to very quiet, very dark, not very many people, so this is cool, but different. So this is OCD. My brother refuses to get the COVID vaccine. His OCD has convinced him the minute it hits his bloodstream, he will swell up like an overfilled party balloon. Jay will not fly over the ocean. He doesn't want to become the next victim, a slow death as his lungs fill with water from the ocean. He lies, looking up at the darkness. He explains to me his deepest fear, an eternity trapped beneath the ocean, death rendering him motionless, but soul trapped and forced to watch the sharks feast on the schools of fish as they swim above him. There are so many things that OCD can take from you. A trip to the park, a move away from the place you've always known, 3-year-long relationship, the one you thought would be your last. My grandfather has always carried a small notebook in the front pocket of his coveralls with a flat pencil behind his ear. My mother tells me, her voice saturated with nostalgia, how he would stop dead in his tracks, write a list, and then keep going like nothing ever happened. And she reflects on this memory like it is something of a fairy tale of my grandfather before the hospital visits and the brain bleed. And I wish I could tell you this story sparked any sense of awareness in my mother, or even some level of concern, but it didn't. And my mother counts down on her fingers when she's nervous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, never 1. She never gets to 1, and I'm not sure what she thinks might happen if she gets to 1, but I'm sure it has something to do with the way every morning she steps out the door and onto the porch, and then turns right back around into the house to check that the coffee pot is turned off and unplugged. I say all of this to say OCD is a crippling thing, but for some reason we've created an ad campaign for OCD as a disease of sparkling clean and light switch flicking, which is sometimes true, but never the full true. A friend posts, letting the intrusive thoughts win, with a picture of her pretty pink artificial nails that she got while on a whim at the mall. Now, I'm not one to police someone else's experience of mental illness, or however your symptoms manifest. But if I let my intrusive thoughts win, I wouldn't be here anymore. The vision of the kitchen knife in my stomach, just below my belly button on the right side with blood dripping down. I can almost feel the stickiness of the blood as I cut the tomatoes for dinner. If I let my intrusive thoughts win, I would bring more harm into this world than I ever would joy. My OCD brings a false desire to destruct, fleeting thoughts of horror while I sit pretty and twist my hair until it goes away. And the only thing I fear more than the thoughts themselves is the idea that someone else might listen in on what goes on inside my brain as I make dinner, or drive to the doctor's office, or walk on a sidewalk. Intrusive thoughts are not your desires. They are the thoughts in your mind that don't belong to you. OCD has taken more from me than any man, woman, or bank ever could. You see, OCD is hereditary, and there is no living generation of my family it hasn't sunken its teeth into. I have only just begun to stop mourning the life I could have lived. The generations before me had picked up on their obsessions and their compulsions. If only someone could have told me I wasn't evil or undeserving of this life before I attempted to let an intrusive thought win.